Flight team, stand up. Back on that mind shop. Hope you guys don't get your mind chopped. Use that 2 words in the same type of rhymes if you know what I mean. I hate it when my favorite cartoons were so, really, just a tad bit violent on TV. And they had to put that shit on Adult Swim. The biggest memory I had of that, where I was really depressed for a minute, was Samurai Jack. Any of you guys ever watched Samurai Jack? You is a real ass person, because that was my fucking show until they decided to put on Adult Swim. And at that time, I did have a fucking bedtime on my fucking gosh. It was like back in elementary school, okay? Anyway, I was not allowed to watch it because Adult Swim would come on like 11 or 12 o'clock on those school nights. But we have 10 censored cartoons you will never see on TV. What can be so fucking bad about these cartoons?
Number 10. Abortion. This episode of Family Guy was banned in the United States.
Why would they
In this episode, Lois gets into contact with an old friend that she had a lesbian relationship with in college. And this friend asks Lois to be a surrogate mother. When Peter finds out, he gets quite upset, but Lois decides to ignore him and go for it. Unfortunately, not long after this, the biological parents get into a car accident and pass away. This gives Lois and Peter a conundrum. What are they going to do with the baby? Abort or adopt is the question here, and Peter initially wants Lois to abort, but talks to pro-life activists and has a change of heart. This doesn't matter though, because Lois goes along with the abortion anyways. Number 9. Popetown. This TV series called Popetown portrayed Vatican City and the Pope very badly. In this series, the Pope has the intellectual capabilities of an infant, and shows the life of Father Nicholas, which is the handler for the Pope and must keep him from getting into trouble. Also, there's corrupt cardinals and a pedophile priest. It was initially produced by the BBC 3, but was stopped from massive amounts of complaints coming from Roman Catholics.
Wow.
Number 8. Pokemon Porygon.
Pikachu.
This episode is pretty infamous because of a scene that has an explosion that flashes blue and red lights all over the place. Obviously, this is bad for anyone with epilepsy. Some viewers complained about experiencing convulsions, headaches, blindness, and even losing consciousness.
Oh my gosh.
Japan's Fire Defense Agency had a total of 685 viewers taken to the hospital because of the episode. Fortunately, a lot of them recovered though on the way to the hospital. Number 7. Pyromania. Beavis and Butthead take things a little too far in this episode when they burn down a comedy club. A month after the episode aired, a 5-year-old boy got inspired and set his bed on fire, killing his baby sister.
That's not
MTV
funny.
heard about this and immediately pulled the episode. It did air again a long time after the ban, but many of the scenes that had pyromania in them were edited or deleted.
Sad shit.
Number 6. Buffalo Gals. This episode of Cow and Chicken got banned for its heavy typecasting of lesbians, and had many sexual jokes through the episode.
Wow.
One line in the show was, "Oh, the Buffalo Gals, a motorcycle riding gang that randomly breaks into people's homes at night and chews on their carpets." Number 5. Dexter's Laboratory.
That was my fucking show.
This one has many homosexual innuendos, and portrays a character named the Silver Spooner. It's a parody of the Silver Surfer. Also, in another scene, it shows Crunk from the Justice Friends getting drunk as a skunk and puking his guts out. Number 4. Betty Boop. In this episode of Betty Boop that was banned in the 30s, it shows laughing gas being used on a whole bunch of people after Betty lets too much gas out of the tank in a dentist's office. But when I watch it, it feels like I'm under the influence of the gas too, because when it switches from animations to the live action, everyone looks so out of place and awkward. It was banned for drug use, but I'm guessing they just didn't want people huffing laughing gas. They had enough on their plate with alcohol prohibition.
That's not that bad to me, man.
Number 3. Coal Black. This movie, released by Disney in 1943, shows a parody of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. But everyone's black. Imagine if somebody tried to pull that now. Man, the racist card would get thrown all over the place. It also makes fun of the Japanese. This episode was never released to home video, and was also banned.
I have to look more into that. I don't want to jump to conclusions.
Number 2. Cow and Chicken. This episode, named No Smoking, showed Cow and Chicken on the couch watching TV. Little do they know, this show's version of the devil, named the Red Guy, is choosing people to go to hell. And luckily their buddy Cerberus vouches for his ticket to hell and tricks him into sinning by smoking underage. When Chicken gets to hell, he begs and pleads with the devil to forgive him, but the devil says it's too late. Number 1, Bloody Mary. It doesn't surprise me, honestly, seeing South Park on this list, but what's funny is I remember watching this episode right before it got banned. In the episode, there's a Virgin Mary statue that bleeds on people through its backside, and later on in the episode, Randy realizes he's an alcoholic and thinks that if the statue bleeds on him, he will be cured of his alcoholism. Also, Pope Benedict shows up to investigate and get bled on.
Weird shit that happened. You know, one thing that left me really surprised, you always leaves me surprised, man, my thoughts. Number 3, you know, cartoons, you know, typically they're always, you know, either one side. They don't really change the color throughout the entire series. But in my opinion, I felt like it would have been kind of neat if they, you know, aired that one time. I don't see what was so bad about that. Maybe I may be missing a point. Because, you know, some people that are actually up there in their cartoons, maybe those dwarfs or something, they say certain stuff. See, I didn't pay attention to cartoons like that. Okay, I only seen them when it was around Christmas time because they always had so many marathons showing. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. And did any out of these 10 things about these cartoons shock you, and explain why?
The Blanco, she got the dog though. Whipping that foreign like it's the Bronco.